Welcome to The American Story. Stories about what it is that makes America the country we know and love. This is Chris Flannery with the Claremont Institute. The United States Congress has designated March 25th of each year as National Medal of Honor Day, a day dedicated to Medal of Honor recipients. The Medal of Honor is the United States' highest award for military valor in action. The medal is authorized for any military service member who distinguishes himself conspicuously by gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Iowa Senator James Grimes introduced legislation for the award during the Civil War in December 1861, and President Abraham Lincoln signed it that same month. Since then, just over 3,500 Medals of Honor have been awarded. Every day is a good day to remember Medal of Honor recipients. You might consider listening to episode 74 to hear Woody Williams' story from World War II, or episode 80 for Alvin York's story in World War I. An episode released early last year tells a more recent story of another young man whose heroism is an immeasurable gift to us, to America, and to the cause of freedom. It is up to us to keep the country worthy of such men. Doing this makes us better, and it always needs doing. I call this one Michael Patrick Murphy. The Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Michael Murphy, when forward deployed to the U.S. 7th Fleet, might find herself anywhere from Oceania to the South China Sea or the Sea of Japan. She might dock in Suva, Fiji, or Apra Harbor, Guam, or be anchored in Darwin Harbor, Australia, Changi Naval Base, Singapore, or Port Klang, Malaysia, on the strategic Strait of Malacca. The ship and her crew operate as far as 11,000 miles from the west coast of the United States, in more than 48 million square miles of the Pacific and Indian Oceans, from the Kuril Islands in the north to the Antarctic in the south, and from the international dateline to the 68th meridian east. The area is more than 14 times the size of the continental United States. It includes 36 maritime countries, 50% of the world's population, and the world's 5 largest foreign armed forces. To keep in shape, the Michael Murphy periodically joins in search and rescue training and exercises in littoral warfare, anti-piracy, maritime interception, counter-transnational organized crime, anti-surface warfare, electronic warfare, communications, air and amphibious operations, with the navies of countries that are worth listing: Australia, Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. If deployed to the U.S. 4th Fleet, the Michael Murphy might sail in the Caribbean or off the coasts of Central or South America, working with naval forces from Chile, Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Germany, Honduras, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Turkey, or the United Kingdom. The deployments of the Michael Murphy reflect the reality that 24 hours a day, every day of the year, military, political, diplomatic, commercial, and criminal activities are just acts of nature, take place all over the world, more or less affecting the American people. 24 hours a day, our elected and appointed officials await phone calls or other communications asking them to decide what, if anything, to do about the latest developments, often in places most Americans have never heard of or couldn't locate on a map. And of course, years and decades of planning and strategy try to anticipate or deter events and equip and deploy American resources wherever they are needed to advance American purposes in the world. The USS Michael Murphy is aptly named for an American hero who answered his country's call to go to one of these far-off places and never returned. Born and raised in Suffolk County, New York, Michael Patrick Murphy graduated from Penn State with majors in political science and psychology. He attended officer candidate school received a commission in the Navy in December 2000, and successfully completed SEAL training shortly thereafter. He was subsequently assigned to duties in Jordan, Qatar, and Djibouti, and then to SEAL Delivery Vehicle Team 1 as an officer in charge of Alpha Platoon, which deployed to Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In June 2005, Murphy was the commander of a 4-man reconnaissance team on a mission to locate a top Taliban leader in Kunar province near the Pakistan border. Local goat herders probably alerted nearby Taliban forces to the presence of the American team. Then all hell broke loose. A fierce firefight erupted between Murphy's team and a much larger enemy force of as many as 50 Taliban and hostile tribesmen. The Americans were forced deep into a ravine. All 4 men were wounded, including Murphy, who unhesitatingly and with complete disregard for his own life, moved into the open where he could gain a better position to transmit a call to get help for his men. He provided his location and requested immediate support for his team. After making contact, Murphy was hit in the back by enemy fire and dropped the transmitter. But he picked it up and completed the call, while continuing to transmit his team's status and firing at the enemy. His last words were, "Roger that, sir. Thank you." The firefight lasted 2 hours. In the end, Murphy and 2 others were killed. The 4th member of the team managed to escape and was later rescued. A MH-47 Chinook helicopter loaded with reinforcements was dispatched to rescue the team, but was shot down, killing all 16 personnel aboard, 8 SEALs and 8 Army Night Stalkers. It was the worst single loss of life for the Navy Special Forces since World War II. For his gallantry, Murphy was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest military decoration. He was the first person to be awarded the medal for actions in Afghanistan and the first member of the U.S. Navy to receive the award since the Vietnam War. President George W. Bush presented the award to Murphy's parents on October 22, 2007. The USS Michael Murphy was commissioned on Saturday, October 6, 2012. The Reverend Monsignor Robert Coyle offered an invocation in which he said, "We believe the legacy of this ship's namesake, Lieutenant Michael Murphy, will bring peace and justice to a troubled world." To live up to that legacy is our work now. Most honorable work. And it will always need doing. This is Chris Flannery, and I'd like to enlist your help in getting the American Story podcast to more people. If you haven't done so already, please download a podcast app on your phone or tablet. Then subscribe to the American Story on that app. It's free. The app subscriptions push us up in the podcast rankings. The higher we go up, the more people are exposed to the American Story podcast, the more people that will download for the first time, and the podcast grows and grows. And we have been growing, so I want to say a big thank you to all of our subscribers. This is Chris Flannery with the Claremont Institute. Thanks for being part of the American Story.